All right, who's made a vision board? Who has made a vision board before? Who's made a vision board? All right, what is something you had on your vision board, Lydia? A nice house? Do you have your nice house yet? Okay, good. What about you, Holly? No, vision board. Oh, you made a focus board. I forgot you was already here. You did. If you want to stay, you can stay. If you want to go, you can go. I forgot. You was at the first. You was at the first one. My bad. So I forgot. You could go if you want to. You're fine. All right. What was on your vision board, Erica?
To be a successful lady. To be
a more successful lady, and you're getting there. Are you there?
Getting there.
Okay. For sure.
You need the focus board too.
Oh, the circle.
No, she didn't. No, she didn't. No, she didn't. You didn't. It was just the morning class. She didn't do it. Yeah, don't worry. You didn't do it. Stay here. Who else said that they had a vision board before? Who else said they had a vision board? What was on your vision board? You don't remember? KK? No school? Good. And you're here now, for sure. Good. So vision boards are great. Vision boards are great. I don't do vision boards because, one, you guys know my ADHD will not allow me to look at something and not have it sooner than later, and my stuff is going to be bigger. But I do a focus board. I do focus boards because, one, I have trouble focusing. So I have a focus board that I put in place when I want to execute something. So much so, even my YouTube channel was on my focus board. And believe it or not, I'm not at that date yet, but I'm getting there. So it's been part of my focus. But that is what we're going to do today. We are going to work on a focus board. So keep in mind, at the end of this, you will actually create a board that you're going to have to put together. And you're going to see it's not going to be like pictures or anything that's drawn out, but it's going to look pretty, and I'm going to keep it. And the reason why I did this in January when the morning group started, and I haven't done it since, and I needed to, because last week I had to remind some people to focus on some stuff, and I was like, they haven't done a focus board, so let me help them with it. So it's really important that you know this, because there's going to be some times when you're going to lose focus. Like, we all lose focus every day. Every day you're losing focus on something, and you got to bring yourself back. So that is going to be the goal for this, is to help bring yourself back. Just a quick story as far as I'm concerned when it comes to this. When the school started and everything was okay, we had a business plan or whatever, but when my ex-business partner and I fell out, I had to focus, because now it was literally like a divorce was happening, and I had stress anxiety for 3 days. I probably lost weight. I couldn't eat. It wasn't that I missed her. It was now like, you're by yourself. You have this whole big building. What are you going to do? And it wasn't that I didn't think that I didn't have it, but I also knew me. I knew that if I did not focus, I wouldn't be where I am right now today. I would probably be back doing nails, still paying for this, not doing whatever, but I had to pull myself together really quick and be like, look, laser focus. And I had to put these blinders on of sorts, because I know when I competed in bodybuilding, that was it. I was tunnel vision. I was like, I'm getting on stage, I'm doing X, Y, and Z. I had my schedule and everything, and I had to get back to that point mentally, which is a total different space. So this is important for me and important for you. Everyone in here is going to be at different journeys where they are and the way we're going to go ahead and go about this, but that's fine. So before we get started, the first thing that's going to go on your focus board is going to be your focus statement. I call it your focal statement. Now, everybody in here except for 2, because they're almost done, or maybe 3. I'm going to say 3. You want to write down your focal statement. Your focal statement, and I'm going to help you with your focal statement. Do you need some paper? Lydia, you got some paper for her to borrow, please? I'm going to help you with your focal statement. And your focal statement is going to be pretty much simple as this. I will finish nail school at BGM. Those of you that are almost finished, like you 2 in the back, I want your focal statement to be either where it could either be there, because you guys are almost done at the end of this month, or it could be you will, wherever you plan on going to work at in the next, or you could do it this way, we could fill it back out. So first thing is your focal statement. And I'm helping you out with this. I will finish, you can put it any way that you want to. I will finish nail school at BGM. I will graduate from BGM. I will do this with nail school. But I need you to make your statement. Your statement needs to be clear. your statement, and at the end of it, make sure you see your period. And the reason why I say that is because that way it's not a question mark, it could be an exclamation mark, but I need it to be, it's a statement. It's a statement that needs to be said. And you need to say it, not just once, not just twice, but on a regular basis. When something is about to cause you to lose focus, when it comes to this, that's going to be the statement that you need to make. When someone's like, well, are you in nail school? I will finish nail school at BGM. Let them know, because you got to go ahead and continue to speak it out over and over and over again. Now, here's the thing. When you have a goal, what is the main thing about your goal that excites you? That you're going to do it. That you're going to do it. Time. Your focal date. Your focal date. I need you to write down your focal date. So thinking about when your date is up, pull out your phones that some of you already have. If you are on a 16 or 24 week, whatever plan it is, pull out your phone. Pull out your phone. I need a date. I need your focal date. When will you be done? When will you finish your focal statement? Write your date down. Pull it, look at it. If you know you're on the, if you like, I'm here for 16 weeks, I'm on the 16-week program, I'm on the 24-week program, whichever one that you pick, you got up to 24 weeks. Heck, you might say it might take you 20 weeks. Know yourself. But you got anywhere between 16 is for sure, 24, did I put you out? Those of you that have been here a little bit less time, write yours down. But put a date on it. I need your focal date. And it's important that you know that, because you got to get done at that time. You need to tell yourself, I got to get done at that time, no matter what, what Haggai said, no matter what. When I was in nail school getting my instructor's license, and the lady, and I had a miss, and the lady, the instructor was like, I was like, I need to know how I'm going to make up these hours I missed. And she said, I don't know. I almost clutched my pearls like, well, if you don't know, then I'm going to have to figure this out, because I know when I want it to be done. I know what my date was, and I was like, nothing was standing in my way with this date. So I had to go ensure myself that I was going to be finished, and I made sure that that was going to happen. So nothing was standing in my way between this and that date. Thinking about if there's something that you need to do, be it being married, be it a vacation, you got to know that date. And it's important because you got to start preparing yourself, because as that date gets closer, if you're not where you need to be, then you need to work harder, because you don't want to push your date back. You don't want to push your date back. You want to make sure that you stay focused the whole entire time. The next one is going to be your focal point. And let me tell you what your focal point is. Your focal point is your why. This right here is the very reason to where if you are about to lose it, you are about to get on this edge, and you're just ready to jump, you're ready to walk away, this is what I will use, somebody else will use to pull you back. Like, why? What is your focal point? What is the reason why you're here? What is the reason that's going to keep you here? What is the reason that you know that no matter what, I got to make sure my statement is true and my date is true? What is that why? I'm going to give you a second to figure out what that why is. Can you tell Coach Dawn her battery's going dead on her phone? Her battery's going dead. Okay, the long cord is in it, yeah. So that is your focal point, your why. This is the reason why you won't jump. This is the reason why you may be on that ledge, but as soon as somebody says something to you, you're gonna be right back on point. You're gonna know what your focal point is. After that, you're gonna have your focal position. Your focal position is this. When you have reached your focal date and you are finished, how will you be spiritually, mentally, physically, financially? Where are you going to be at this point? When this focal statement is true, when this focal date has been met, where will you be? Mentally, spiritually, physically, financially, emotionally. What is it going to mean? Where is that going to put you? Where is that going to put you? When I say that, you could talk about your mind state. You could talk about maybe you already have a location of where you're going to go. But where will it be? Where will it be? Sort of like that vision board. This is that position. This is that where are you going to be at? next one is going to be your focal act. Your focal act. Short for actions. Short for actions. What are some actions that you know, or that you will do, or that you need? 3 to 5 actions to make sure you make it to your date. Make sure that that statement stays true. What are those actions? 3 to 5 actions. What is your focal act? Your focal actions. These are the things that you're going to use to make sure you get to this date. Your steps, your action steps. What are action steps that you're going to take to get to your focal date? To make sure your focal date happens, and make sure that your focal statement stays true. Make sure that your focal point, that you stay on point. What are those 3 to 5 action steps that you will take? You're already in school. So what are some actions that you will take in there? And then lastly, we're going to have some discussion is your focal less. Your focal less. You guys, these are your distractions. These are your distractions. When you're thinking of these action steps, think of your distractions. What are 3 to 5 things that will distract you from your action steps? What are 3 to 5 things that maybe, so if one of your action steps is, I'm going to study more. What's something that can distract you from studying more? So you need to list your distractions. You need to list your distractions because you want to make sure, if one of your distractions is, I got to work, how are you going to help that distraction? What can you do to help with that distraction? So your focal less. What can you do to help combat that distraction? I remember when I was competing, and I love cookies. Oh my gosh, I love cookies and I love cereal. I love cereal. My kids grew up on cereal because, you know, I told you guys I didn't cook. So they ate cereal. Oh, yeah. I think cereal saved their lives, to be honest. And it was like a reward because I was like the only sweet thing that we had in the house for real. Like, I didn't have sugar. You like, can I borrow some sugar? Like, what's that? We didn't have sugar. So when I was competing, you know, I had my biggest distraction was cookies. And there was a bakery. Oh, my gosh. Like, this bakery had the best sugar cookies. I can still taste them right now. And I had to drive past it every single day to go to work. I was like, man, it's a distraction, it's a distraction. So one day I was like, you know what, Angela, just drive around the corner and go the back way. Like, I had to figure out, like, how could I get past this? Because even though I never went to it, but it was a complete distraction that it put my mind in a different place. Like, man, I could just have one cookie. The leaner I was getting, the better I was looking. More people, oh my God, you look great, you look great. I'm like, I can have a cookie. No, and my, what did my coach say? He was like, if you cheat, that's gonna put you back 3 weeks. And I was like, I've been doing this for about 36 weeks. I ain't got 39 weeks to be trying to do this anymore. I wanted to get closer to my goal. So think of your distractions and think of how you're gonna get over these distractions. There's so many things that can distract you, things that you probably even think about. Think about if it's something tragic has happened. Something tragic happened to a scientist, and I'm so proud of her. Even though she had to pull back from some of the online stuff, she's still been conversating, communicating with me, still paying her fees because she knows, like, if I paying is going to help me get there. And I was like, you know what? I'm still here for you. I'll make sure you get the information no matter what, because she lost her sister. You know, she lost her sister, but she's still been here and she's still pushing. And I'm like, you can't give up. So, like, something tragic can happen. And you got to stay on point. But you got to think about it. Like, how are you going to get yourself off that ledge as well? And how can you help combat those distractions, you know, no matter what? Making sure you have a team or somebody that you know you could call on, a nail bestie or whatever. You want to make sure you have these distractions because they're going to come. And out of the whole entire board, this is the most important. Because please believe life will happen. especially when you're trying to do something for yourself, regardless of what it is. Life will happen, and you either going to keep living or you're going to let it take you over. Like when my ex-business partner, I fell out, and it was like, I mean, I'm going to be honest, 100% honest. She tested my gangster 100, like she tested my gangster, and I was like, Lord, I don't know. My parents already said they got bail money. I ain't gonna lie, I'm looking up the law. Okay, so if I assault her, how long will I be behind bars? And then when I go to the court, what do I need to look like to make sure that I could get, like I was looking up judges that had, I was serious, I was gonna hurt her. I was doing my research to figure out how I was gonna get out of it. But then I had to think about it, okay, I don't want Malachi to look at me from across the window. Angela still needs some help. And I was like, girl, you just have no idea how much you say. Doesn't mean I'm not going to pay somebody. All right, so, but there's going to be things that will distract you. And you got to also know who you are, but this is why this is the most important, because you got to pull yourself back. And sometimes you got to have that conversation with yourself. Okay, look here. This is what we have planned. This is what needs to be done, and let's pull it back. Or you got to pick up the phone and call somebody and say, hey, this is what I'm planning. And don't call that person that wants you to be comfortable. Don't call, oh, girl, you do great nails already. You ain't got to worry about that. I mean, oh, you were so good. I mean, why? People don't learn on nail school anyway. Okay, hold on, look here. Tell them, call me. I got you. I got you, 100%. All right, so this is what you are going to do. You're going to share. You're going to share. I want somebody to tell me, what is one of their focal positions? Where will you be once you get to your focal date? Where will you be? You can tell me anything out of it. Where will you be? Go ahead, Lydia.
At peace, healthy, financially free, and happy.
At peace. That's all I heard, but I know you said the other stuff too. Should be at peace. So when you get there, you'll be at peace. There's a level of peace when it comes to this. Definitely a level of peace. You get the piece of paper, you finish, and it's like, whew, now I can go do something else and continue to do what I'm doing, for sure. Emily. You can tell me anyone that you want to. You don't have to say your position. Tell me anyone that you want to.
Opening up my own business.
You'll be opening up your home business, for sure. Yeah, because you're in a small town, so look like that. All right, just FYI, everyone's going to say something, so just be prepared. All right, Marianne.
Well, my focal list, I put a couple, so some of them are negative relationships, social media, and overworking for the pursuit of money in the now above my goals.
Oh, overworking for the pursuit of the money of the now, for sure. That is a distraction, but you just got to figure out how you're going to action steps to get past that. All right, good. Danica.
My focal point is I will finish nail school at BGN because nails are my passion and I want to be a very successful business.
Good. All right. Louisa.
I think that I want to finish school and be more confident about the nail business.
Okay. Sure. Good. Erica.
My focal point would be once I finish school, I will be extremely proud of myself that I finally accomplished something that I have passion for and that people can see it and it'll show my art, you know, through them and stuff.
Yep.
So I think this is one of the biggest accomplishments that I have made in my life, you know.
I think so too.
Cool.
Yeah.
You know? And it took me a minute to actually think of what I wanted to do. And whenever I thought about it, I was like, it's been in front of me all this time and I couldn't see it, you know?
Yep.
So just finishing, because it's been very difficult, you know, my life, just everything has been very difficult for myself and just accomplishing it would be an extremely joyful day for me.
It will. And you know, I've said this, I can still remember when you first started and we seen the excitement in you, but even though with the stuff like you said that's happened, your humility throughout it all. It was like you're still humble and you're still going to complete it and not give up, you know, and that's huge. And I can say this too, most people that are more mature, they come to nail school to have to go through struggles and be like, you know what, I'm already this in my life, I'm just forget it. But to stick with it, you know, that speaks volumes for sure. All right.
I said I told her the same thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She's great. She's great. All right.
For my focal act, work hard, push through the struggles, stay focused, stay positive, and consistent,
and always what? Pray. I always pray. Good. If they've seen anything, you can have them, and you can tell them. Alea. Any of them.
After my focal position to be in a salon studio.
Your focal position would be to be in a salon or a studio? All right. By the time you graduate, for sure. I mean, you got some action steps you need to take to get there. I believe you can do it. Hey, guy. Is that your focal position will be stable finances and living? Good. Like that. KK.
My focal actions are to ask questions and to learn as much as possible, learn from others, commit to my goal, and study more and practice more.
Study more and practice more. Ask questions. Ask questions. Ask questions. And even when you thought you asked enough, ask more. Please. Like, and I said, we will answer them. Ask us, ask others. Don't ever feel like that is one of my biggest things is to ask questions. Like, I am that person and I'm like, nobody got a question. I do. I got, yeah. Like, I'm asking questions for others because it's important that we all get it, because you're going to have those people that aren't going to ask questions. So don't ever be afraid to ask questions, especially not here. And if somebody doesn't want to ask you a question, just let me know. Just come talk to me. All right. Saria. Soraya. Thank you.
Focal act is to do one thing every day to reach my goal.
One thing every day to reach your goal. Do you know what that one thing might be? There's a book called One Thing. It's a really good book. It might be a book to read. One thing to reach. You know what, I have to get back to you and let you know, but I have it at home so I can tell you. But it's a really good book. It talks about doing just that one thing, that 1%. We'll have to have a talk about 1%. What is something that they said online?
Type your focal act in the chat, you guys.
Just one thing that they want to share as far as that is concerned, that their focal point is. So this is your activity that you have to do for me. You're going to make your focal board, your focus board. It's up to you however you want to do, but all the stuff that you wrote down, I need it on here. And it's more important to me than it probably is to you, is because, like I said, last week, I had to have 3 focused conversations, and it was, last week, in case you guys don't know, I was dieting. I was fasting. Not even dieting, I was fasting. I was eating 1 meal, a soup or salad at 6 p.m., fasting for 23 hours. And that fourth day, I got hit with 3 people I need to talk off the ledge. I was like, I need to call you out tomorrow after 12:30 when I had food. I couldn't. Honestly, I could not have the conversation because my focus was food at that moment. And I would have been like, I'm going to need you to go ahead and jump, because I couldn't do it. So I'm saying this as there's so many, it was crazy for it to happen, and that's when I ain't gonna lie, God was like, other people need this focus board. Because I didn't have it. One person I did have it to pull back for them, and I could, but the other ones I didn't have anything. I didn't have the Coach Angela in me, because she was going like Wednesday at 2:15, and I didn't have her in me to pull it out, but I knew if I had this piece of paper in front of me, I would have been able to have that conversation. So this is why it's more important to me than it probably is going to be for you, because when you come to me, because we talk about communication, and you come to something, this is what I'm going to go to. So please be transparent. Please be sincere, because you are going to need it. Trust me, you are going to need it. There are days when I'm like, Ma, can I just close the school down, move to Africa, and live off the land? She's like, hell no. My mom cusses at me. I'm like, Angela, get off my phone. I'm like, all right, never mind. I'm gonna hang up the phone, because she's like, quit, like, no. And she knows I'm serious too. So there's days that if I call my mom, because she's like, look here, you done this, you did this, you got to do this. And she also knows, I'll be like, look, I will walk out. Dawn knows she won't let me leave either. But anyway, I'm not gonna do that to y'all. All right, so we're gonna get you some paper, and all you're doing is writing down. You can make it pretty. I would prefer you make it pretty, because we have markers. Yes, please, make it pretty. But I say pretty, just other people just Just colorful. I don't want to just see no pen or whatever. And then you need to take a picture of it. If you want it, when you graduate, you can have it back, but these are stored in the office for me. But definitely take a picture for yourself as well, so you have it. But yeah, any questions? Any questions, comments, concerns? All right, well then, I would ask you what your takeaway is, but it's gonna be on the board. It's gonna be on the board.
Is my prize.
Oh, and your prize,